Hi, I'm Bob, and welcome to Between the Sheets, where we look at Microsoft Excel and related technologies. In a couple of previous videos, I put a few AI tools to the test, including ChatGPT 3. Now that there is a version 4 of Chat, I want to test it out, and I also want to test Google Bard. I have two Excel sheets, and will ask both tools for formulas for both of them. Chat 4 is updated with newer information and a lot more training. It's also available only by a paid subscription. Bard is newer and, as of this recording in January 2024, is still free. I haven't rehearsed either of these and haven't tested the responses, so I'm going to see these answers for the first time live in this recording. So let's take a look, see how it works. Here's the first test. We have a small table, and you can see we have states and their populations. I used this sheet in an earlier episode to show the choose function. And the idea is I enter an index number, something down column A, and then the function is going to spit out what's the name of the state and the corresponding population. You can see there's the choose function. So I want to do this over here. Let's see what ChatGPT recommends that we do. So let's go in there. I already have the prompt in my clipboard, so you don't have to watch me type. I'm just going to paste this in and enter it. I'm not going to read this to you. If you want, feel free to pause the video and read it. Okay, now we can copy the code easy enough. One thing I can see right off the bat, and this is not its fault, is the name of the column. I called it state. It's assuming that it's state name, so I'm going to go and edit that out. So I'm going to copy that. Let's go into Excel. I'm just going to double click there and paste, and let's go and edit out that. So it's state, so that matches column B. Let's enter it. Yeah. And of course, the other one isn't going to work either. And I'm going to paste it here. I don't have to edit anything because population is correct, but that didn't work. Now, if I were not going to use the choose function, I might use the index function. The index function is going to work just as well as choose. I'm not going to go and start correcting formulas here. That's not what this is about. Let's see what Bard has to say. So I'm going to go into Bard, and in Bard, I'm going to paste the same question that I gave Chat. So this looks a lot better. I think this is going to give us an error too, but let's go and check it out. So let me copy that. Let's go in here. Now, I think this is going to cause an error, but let's see what happens. I'm going to paste it in. One thing that I need to change right off the bat is change that from state name to state. This is going to give us an error, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so this is the index function, which is fairly simple. And you can see there's the syntax there. So state info is correct for the name of the array, but the row number needs to be, let's actually remove that. That needs to be H4. So let's put that in. And I want the name of the state. That's column 2. So I could just type in 2. And that's great. So yeah, it was kind of on the right track, but it did not give us really a correct result. So I would say both ChatGPT and Bard failed this simple test. Let's give it a more complicated test. We'll give them both a more complicated test. So this is a test that I gave to GPT-3 and a couple of other Excel AI tools. What we've got is down column A, we've got a list of names. And you notice that some of the names have middle names, some have middle initials, some don't have any. And there's a whole mix. So in an earlier episode, I showed about a half dozen different functions on how to fix this mess. But let's see how the AI tools are going to handle them. I'll go back here and let me start with Chat. I'm going to create a brand new question. And I already have this in my clipboard also, so you don't have to watch me type. And you could pause it if you want. You don't need me to read this to you. I like that it explains what's going on rather than just giving us the code. So let me copy that, and I'm going to go in here and paste. And let's just see if there's anything immediately wrong. I don't see anything. It's not referring to range names or anything wrong like that. So let me enter that. That looks good. And I'm going to autofill to the bottom. That looks great. Now, we've got a bit of a problem there with Vincent van Gogh, or any name that has 3 words, Dick Van Dyke or something like that. I'm going to show you how to fix that, but let's go and deal with the AI first. So ChatGPT 4 did a great job right off the bat. Let's see if Google Bard will solve this also. And I'll go back in here, and I'm going to go and enter that same prompt. Also, this gives us an explanation. I'm going to go and copy this code. Let's go back, double click and paste. Out. No, didn't like that. That didn't work. Oh, that's a total mess. I'm not even going to try to debug this. This is just really, really bad. Okay, so in this more complicated test, ChatGPT 4 clearly beats out Google Bard. Let's go and fix this deal here with Vincent van Gogh. Now you see there's a problem, because as far as the Excel is concerned, as far as the formula is concerned, that is a middle name. But we don't want to treat it like a middle name. What we could do is, instead of having a space between the van and the go, we could put in a non-breaking space. And you could do this in both Windows and Mac, although the screens are going to be a little different. So what I'm going to do is, let me just double click in there, and I'm going to delete that space. Now you don't want it like that, because that's not correct. There should be a space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Insert tab on the ribbon bar. Over on the end is Symbols, and I'm going to click Symbol. Here's where Excel and Mac are a little different. In the Mac, this is going to give you the character viewer. In Windows, we've got this built-in screen that comes in Excel. But I'm going to go to Special Characters, and you see there's a non-breaking space. And you could actually search for that in the Mac edition. I'm just going to double-click that. That inserts it. I can close. Now let me enter it. And now it comes out correct. So Excel is treating that as a character, so it's not going to remove it. So we've got down column B and column C, both the way I did it and the way Chat did it, having middle names and middle initials correctly removed and a 2-word last name correctly displayed. So there we have it. Both ChatGPT and Google Bard failed a fairly easy test of writing a lookup function. But in the harder test of removing middle names and initials from a list, Chat 4 did a great job, and Bard, well, not so much. That isn't to say Bard isn't worthwhile. I've used it for tasks other than Excel, and it worked pretty well. But for writing Excel formulas in January 2024, we have a clear winner. So until next time, my name is Bob, and this has been Between the Sheets.